Let's get you back into the courtroom now. The next witness has taken the stand. It's the SWAT team leader sergeant. His name is James Mayer.
James Marr, MA.
And Sergeant Marr, where are you employed?
I work for the City of Daytona Beach Police Department.
All right, and how long have you been with the Daytona Beach Police Department?
Since 2009.
Back in 2023, specifically January 21st, what was your role with the Daytona Beach Police Department?
At the time, I was the sergeant for the crime suppression team or violent criminal apprehension team, I'm not sure which one, and team leader for the SWAT entry team.
All right, so let's talk about what is a team leader for a SWAT entry team?
So most people think of SWAT, they think of just one team. It is a big team, but there's multiple teams inside of a SWAT team. So you have an entry team that does the actual entering of a structure or a room like this. You have a breacher team to get us through doors, sniper teams. There's different teams. For the entry purpose, I was a team leader.
Now, as a SWAT team leader, who decides how to make entry into a room?
It really depends on the situation. In a situation with this, it's dynamic. I'm sure they had a plan before I showed up. When I showed up, I assessed the situation, developed a plan, send that plan through my commander, make sure he's aware of what I was thinking, any changes he might want to make, and then we execute the plan.
Now, when you got this call out, where were you?
I believe I was home.
Okay. So even when you're not working, you're still working when you're in SWAT?
Correct.
And when you responded to the hospital, do you recall around what time you responded to the hospital?
Daytime is all I can tell you. I don't know what time of day it was.
Now, when you respond to the hospital, how is the hospital kind of secured at this point? Or what is done to secure the hospital?
The hospital is on a lockdown by the time I get there. There's police vehicles everywhere, emergency vehicles everywhere. It came out as an active shooter, as testified earlier, so that's going to get a large response. Obviously, I'm going to go through the perimeters. I made my way through the 11th floor.
Now, when you say the hospital is on lockdown, does that mean nobody can come in and nobody can leave at this point in time?
Yes.
All right. And that lockdown, does that lockdown stay in place for several hours?
Can I correct that last one? I'm not sure if at some point somebody could leave if they had to. Like if we can clear somebody to get out, well, we're not going to hold them in a dangerous situation.
But as far as anyone coming in, they couldn't come in.
Correct. We don't want any additional victims and or threats coming in behind us.
All right. So if someone's wife is in labor in this hospital right now and their husband was on their way, they can't get into the hospital.
If we're on lockdown, no.
And so that hospital was placed on lockdown for several hours. Would that be accurate?
That's correct.
So once you get up to the 11th floor, who's up there with you?
There was a lot of people up there. The hallway was extremely crowded. That was one of my first issues I had, was getting certain people, certain patrol officers, security guards, whoever it may be, back away from the threat. My second thought is obviously secondary victims, people in rooms next door. Sergeant over there brought up a great point. There's oxygen that runs through the walls. Started working on trying to get that oxygen shut down for any secondary explosions.
All right, so let's talk about that. So the oxygen issue in the hospital, what risk does that pose to you for your operators?
I mean, it's a huge threat. If oxygen is highly flammable, some of the devices we use are small, I guess you could describe as explosions. Bullets entering an oxygen line, I wouldn't want to figure out what happens.
So those are all major safety concerns for you?
Correct.
And as you described, you get up to this floor, the 11th floor, and you start clearing out kind of the uniform patrol and let the SWAT team kind of take position in there.
That's the goal.
Now, did some of the members of the SWAT team have body-worn cameras?
They did.
Now, in preparation for this hearing, did you review the body-worn cameras in this case?
I did.
Your Honor, state's going to ask what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit B be entered into evidence at this time.
No objection.
Okay, that will come in.
And permission to publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yep, that it would have to be written in your handwriting anyway. Well, I think it's done, the county department can do Alan? I'm sorry, I thought you were saying, I can't hear you. Tell me what happened. Which day you were talking?
I think there's some right over here.
I can get the paper in you want. I'm having a hard time hearing you, probably because I'm on speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get the paper?
No, I've got some.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you. The speakerphone kind of is there any way you can pick it up the phone?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay, that's one better. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it down and document it so that assets copy of it, then I can sign it later, then I'll send it later so that she puts it there. So start in the very beginning. She should put I and then put your name for I, Ellen.
I'm just going to switch to a different angle.
You or anything? Very difficult. Phone in the rooms. It would have to be written in your handwriting. Start on the very I, with your name, so
I'm crippled.
All right, we got you. Just relax. Relax. Got cuffs. Come from the chair. I'm going to switch back to the first video, and I'm going to have you explain some things to the courtroom.